رسیدیم به بخش دوم برنامه امشب و خیلی خوشحال هستیم که مهمون ما جوردن الگرابلی با ما هستش. بنیانگذار لوونتین کالچرال سنتر هستش، ادیتور، ژورنالیست، نویسنده و تهیه کننده برنامه‌های بسیار عالی، بعضیا فرهنگی، بعضیا سیاسی. بیش از 1000 تا برنامه تهیه کننده اینا بوده و باعث شده که بتونن تمام آدم‌ها راجع به فرهنگ خاورمیانه بیشتر یاد بگیرن. Welcome Jordan to our program. We're really happy to have you here.
It's a pleasure to have you.
مرسی. سلام چطوری؟ من هستم، من نویسنده هستم. عید نوروز مبارک.
به به. بینندگان عزیز، شاید اشاره بکنیم که آقای جردن دوست عزیز ما شهروند دنیا هستن، شهروند خاورمیانه هستن، ولی چون ایرانی نیستن ما میپردازیم به این گفتگو با ایشون به زبان انگلیسی. So I just want to tell our viewers that you're a citizen of the world, not specifically a citizen of Iran, and therefore not a native speaker, so we're going to speak with you in English. And it's a pleasure to have you here. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you very much. My Farsi is so small right now, but I feel like an honorary Iranian.
There you go. So tell me about that.
Yeah. Why is it that you have such a strong connection to the Iranian community?
Well, I was a little college student back in the days when they were protesting against the Shah of Iran in the streets of Washington, D.C. So my friends were Iranian, and I was along with them, and I was learning all about the Savak and the Shah and this and that. And I was there when the revolution happened, and everyone was talking about it. So I was hanging around, listening to people talk about Iran, you know, ever since then. Really.
And where were you born originally yourself, and how long have you been in I guess here in Los Angeles?
My family is from Morocco.
Okay.
So and they migrated to France and then to the United States.
Got it.
And yeah, so I'm actually the son of an immigrant who was the son of an immigrant. So we're used to getting up and moving around a little bit.
And of course, Morocco and France, as a lot of people know, have a very strong connection because it was a satellite country of France for many years, right?
Right. Moroccans were colonized. Iran not so much.
Right.
Which is good. So I speak the colonial languages: French, Spanish, English, a little bit of Arabic.
And as we saw, some Farsi too.
I need to work on it.
Very nice. So what was your motivation in starting? Tell us about the Levantine Cultural Center and what was your motivation?
Well, the grand vision of Levantine Cultural Center is to have a community that is speaking to and reaching out to everyone who's from the Middle East, all the way from Morocco to Afghanistan, because we have a lot of common shared values. And the kind of dream is that someday, again, you'll be able to get in your car and drive, let's say, from Tehran all the way to the Mediterranean and back, and without any borders. The Europeans fought and killed each other for over 1,000 years, right? The British and the French and the Germans, it took them a long time to figure things out, but now they've got this wonderful European Union. And I know that it might be hard for you to imagine that, but I can see, because I know that Iranians and Arabs and everyone, they're really hospitable, warm people. I don't consider Middle Easterners terrorists or bloodthirsty at all. I mean, we know the beauty of the culture, right? The warmth of the culture. So we kind of envision that someday there's going to be a Middle East that'll be open, just like the European Union. It's going to take some vision, and we need to get rid of people who are kind of joking around a lot, like, what's his name, Ahmadinejad? I think that what he's doing is sort of playing a little show for the West. I know your show is not political, but since it's from East to West, this is how a non-Iranian sees Ahmadinejad. I see him as a performer, almost like a comedian. At least the messages that he's sending out to the Americans. He wants to distract us from whatever he's got going on back there.
So tell me this, I mean, I love this vision. I think there's no reason, as you said, historically you look at what the Europeans did, and if you back a few hundred years ago, it would have seemed absolutely implausible that they would have such a unified European Union like they do now. And as you know, Shagan, visa, you can go from any country to any country, and it is like one big country economically, politically, and even to a certain extent socially. So there's no reason why we couldn't realize that same vision in the Middle East. So tell me how you envision the Levantine Cultural Center doing that. Where is it going to start and where is it going to end?
The way we contribute is that here we are, we're all from the Middle East. You know, there's, I don't know, probably almost 500,000 Iranians, although don't tell the Census Bureau. In Los Angeles, there's a 250,000 Armenians, a lot of Arabs and Israelis, and et cetera, et cetera. We are here in the media and entertainment capital of the world. Everyone watches our television and film and looks at our media. So this is the ideal place to send out these messages. And that's why we're here. We also happen to have a Middle Eastern climate.
Where did the name Levantine come from? I was curious about that.
This word, Levantine, is actually a kind of a poetic word. It means the rising sun, and it refers originally to the Eastern Mediterranean, but we've broadened it somewhat. So our logo is actually kind of like a bridge, and it's the idea that we're bridging East and West.
Yeah,
Very
interesting.
nice.
It looks a little bit like a dome, almost like an Islamic dome from Turkey or someplace.
What are some of the events that you have through the Levantine Center?
Well, we present plays. Theaters are very important. Here's a play that's actually running right now, and it's called Salam Shalom. It is a play about Israelis and Palestinians. It's actually a kind of an edgy love story. That runs through the middle of next month, and right after that we have a play called Bengal Tiger at the Baghdad Zoo, which is about Iraq. We also have a film series every month. In fact, next month we're showing a film that Iranians here probably find a little controversial called The Stoning of Soraya M.
Sure.
And we're showing that film in our series because we show films that don't often get theatrical commercial release. So a lot of people haven't seen that movie. A lot of people don't want to see that movie, but I've actually seen it, and I appreciate it, number one, because a lot of the Iranian actors live here locally,
Sure.
like Shoria Aghdashlu and David Dayan and Parviz Sayad and Mojan Marno and Navid Negaban. And Navid is amazing in this movie as the evil husband. I think people should see this film and talk about it. So we show movies, and the basic idea is to create a space where people can come together, whatever their religion, wherever they're from, and experience something cultural and then talk to each other.
So on that note, let's go ahead and take a look at a video that showcases just a tiny bit, a couple of the amazing events that the Levantine Center has put on, and then we'll be back.